Welcome to the studio, the greatest South African surfer in the modern era, one Mr. Jordy Smith.
Your face when he introduced you like that, is that weird for you to hear?
Yeah, I guess a little weird, yeah.
You know what? You've got to come home to get the love and respect. I mean, I've spoken to Sean Thompson before, who was a South African world champion. But that was in a very different time. Now you're were with the likes of Kelly Slater, all these big names. And you were number one in the world at one stage, though.
Yeah.
And then injuries got the best of you.
Yeah, at that time, I think it was 2015. A bunch of injuries kind of came in, and then just kind of fought my way back from there. And so now number 3, so... Yeah.
The Jean de Villiers of surfing.
Bridesmaid.
Yeah. Keep rising from the ashes, though. How was that comeback for you? How difficult was it healing from that?
Yeah, it's tough with any injury. You kind of never really know or see the end of the tunnel.
But what sort of injuries? Because you think a surfing injury would be a shark bite.
Jeez, yeah, no. So this one was my back. And it stemmed just from a long line of injuries before that. So from knees, hips, broken ribs, a bunch of stuff. And then just things that, they take time. So
you get a broken rib from surfing.
Yeah. You just kind of either hit the water and just via the force, it just kind of busts your ribs. Yeah, that's actually my latest injury too.
We have an injury right now.
I've just come back literally like a week ago from a couple broken ribs, so yeah.
You know what? You officially have... you're from Durban. I'm also from Durban. Surfing has got to be, by far, out and out, the coolest sport to excel in. It was always that sport. You can keep your motorbikes, you can keep your Formula One. Surfing was always the sport that pulled the chicks.
Because it often comes with a six-pack, a six-pack and a surfboard.
Yeah, it was definitely... I've got a backpack, so it's amazing. I'm just joking.
What was your beach in Durban? From Glenwood?
Yeah, just kind of North Beach, New Pier, Bay of Plenty. Pretty much the same location Sean Thompson grew up surfing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was an incredible upbringing, childhood. Just loved it. Warm water, obviously, in Durban.
Yeah, and you know where his local beach is now? Hawaii.
Must be nice.
Wait, isn't it Hawaii and there's also California?
Yep, there's a few.
Split your time amongst multiple places?
Yeah, it's kind of just a lot easier to travel from those locations to the places we've got to go and compete. But always love coming home. I mean, we don't have the kind of amount of surfers here in South Africa as there are overseas, so it's really nice to have uncrowded lineups here and kind of just get to surf with your friends alone.
And how do our local waves compare?
I mean, I'd
you
say,
get to surf all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, we have some incredible waves, especially in Durban. Our whole country, in fact, is just amazing. And yeah, but at the same time, I just really want to tell people it's terrible.
And best spot to surf in Cape Town?
I generally surf kind of the Noordhoek area. That's where the kind of best quality of waves are. But then obviously up our west coast, uncrowded surf spots, lots of sharks, but it's good.
But
navigate.
Now, you would have had a few shark sightings in the water.
Yeah, but mostly in these kind of Cape Town areas, it's mostly stormers. Yeah, I mean, Cape Town's obviously known for its big whites.
Yeah.
But apparently there's been a bunch of orcas around that kind of chases them away, so yeah.
I was on your Instagram this morning and I see you hanging out with World Cup winning captain Siya Kolisi, and you guys are surfing in the province. Is this what pro athletes do? They just hang out and surf together?
No, it was pretty fun. Actually, yesterday we went for a surf yesterday down to the Big Bay area. The waves were pretty out of control, but he was a trooper. He just kind of stuck it out, and Red Bull kind of organized the day. It was really fun, and he obviously surfs a bunch. He goes down to Muizenberg area and he goes surfing, and I guess he takes his wife out there.
Is he a decent surfer?
He is, yeah. He's just never say die attitude. He's just constantly, and the ocean humbles you, all the time. You can think you kind of get ahead, and the next thing it just absolutely crushes you, and you're just like, all right, I guess I'm not in that much control. And it was weird to kind of see that from him, because there was a few moments where we were definitely a little hairy, and he kind of just immediately went into the Springbok captain role, just like, everybody just relax. We all need to,
And you say, hey, I'm the surfer here, guys. I'll take this one.
Yeah, no, but he did amazing. I was proud of him, yeah.
And if you had to take him on the rugby field, what would that look like?
I'd probably just run the other way. It's probably my best chance at survival. Just seeing the size of him is just...
Yeah, you got no chance.
Life-threatening.
Does Red Bull keep all you Red Bull guys together? I mean, just in the South African context, Brad Binder, who's going to most likely go on to be our MotoGP world champion in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Do you guys, do they keep you together as a clique with all these sorts of events?
Yeah, I think the one thing that they do really well is just kind of connect everybody from all different kind of walks of life and different sports. And then just have these conversations around kind of how their life is and what got them to that point. And everybody kind of just shares information and stories, and whether that helps and benefits them in their careers, that's really cool. And if it doesn't, then just water off a duck's back.
Do you look at kite surfers the same way you look at bodyboarders?
No.
as taking my waves.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
So, I mean, for kiteboarders, I was just speaking to some friends, and that sport just seems terrible to me. Because go to the beach, I go to the beach when like the wind is perfect, light conditions, and they just go when it's
the worst.
Gale force mode. It's just blowing the muscles off the rocks, and it's out of control. And then bodyboarders are just complete psychopaths. They just go and hunt the heaviest, craziest waves around, and basically on a rock, that's where they'll be going. And kind of take the best of both of them. Surfers are probably somewhere right in between all of that. Yeah.
Because the Red Bull King of the Air, which is happening over the next couple of weeks, you're going to be popping in there.
I'll definitely pop in just to kind of check it out, and
And old Wafi, she's just traveling the world with you, eh?
Yeah, just making sure that I'm here on interviews on time, and
That's important.
yeah.
Do you know what her wife's nickname for Jordy is?
No.
Tarzan.
Aww.
Yeah.
You are a big guy.
For a surfer, definitely.
Tarzan of the water,
Yeah. Most surfers are like 5'7". I'm sitting at like 6'3", so...
So let's talk money, Jordy, because should I ever have a child and they are showing some athletic prowess, I would like them to be an athlete.
Yeah.
Because it can be lucrative, right?
Yeah.
Is surfing lucrative? Are you making big bucks?
Yes, he is.
I don't want the tax man coming after me.
And you see that South African tax law is about to change. Did you read about that?
Yeah. I have seen a bit about that,
South African resident and you're earning cash outside, you're going to have to declare it here.
Yeah.
So, Sibs, I don't think the question should be, are you making money? It's how do you like to spend your money, Jordy?
Jeez.
What is first prize of just one of the contests on the calendar?
Normally it's $100,000 US.
Yeah,
From
1.6 million rand, yeah.
So we have like 12 of those a year, and then obviously kind of sponsorships are kind of where you make most of it. Yeah.
Wait, what's your highest grossing year? Was it like 2015, 16?
There's been a few.
Okay, come through.
Good.
I'm just gonna keep quiet.
But Jordy, what an incredible journey. You started at the age of 3 and now you're going to be representing South Africa at the Olympics in 2020. What does that feel like?
Absolutely amazing feeling. I've never really thought of it, I never really dreamt about it because it wasn't a reality. It's going to be the first time. So for myself, it was always just kind of focused on the tour. And then when this kind of came to life, it just really started to sink in. And every day it kind of seems to sink in a little more and more. But what an opportunity. I mean, just to be able to represent your country, your family, and yourself at the highest level, and potentially go for gold.
Do you know, you won't, I know the surfing culture days of sleeping on the beach, sleeping on floors, whatever, sleeping in bus shelters. You won't find the sleeping conditions too bad in Tokyo for the Olympics. Do you see what they're sleeping on? Cardboard boxes. Biodegradable cardboard box beds.
Yeah,
Good luck.
well, they better make a big one.
Listen, I've heard what happens in the Olympic Village.
Oh, really?
What happens?
I don't know.
Tell us. Inform us.
Yeah.
I've never,
Your wife won't be happy, but I heard some stories from some swimmers. Let's not name any names, but it's just literally a smash fest.
No way.
But have you seen Jordy's wife? I think he's sorted.
No, I have. Yes,
No,
yes.
I am.
He's
definitely.
okay.
Yeah.
And he's there to win gold and focus on the surfing.
Yeah,
But
I don't
have
actually
you
think we
seen-
stay in the village. I think we stay outside the village.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Have you seen a Bulgarian powerlifter though?
Have you, Jordy?
No, I haven't. I'm not sure I want to.
Well, listen, Jordy, best of luck to the Olympics.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll carry the flag out there at the stadium.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you
And
very much.
congratulations on your success. I know Durban is proud, we're proud,
Thank you.
and bring the gold home.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
There you go. Jordy Smith, South Africa's greatest surfer of the modern era. Go grab that #1 title back, Jordy. Well done,
Yes.
brother.